Hello guys, welcome to Christmas Academy. In this video, we'll be looking at coding, how to program, how to write codes with HTML. So we'll be using VS Code, which is Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code. So here's it. And I'll be explaining the tags. Yes. For this video, I'll be explaining the tags, different tags in HTML, and the function of those tags. And we'll go ahead to write a code for a form, and that's all. So ensure you subscribe, like, and comment. So let's create a new file. First of all, come here and click on this. So we create a new file. Let's say creative so .html. If you are creating a file, ensure you add .html. That is, if it's a HTML file. So if it's maybe C++ you want to use, then it should be creativeapps.c++. If it's JavaScript, creativeapps.js. If it's Python, creativeapps dot whatever. So that's how it is being done. So click on enter. So once you click on enter, it will take you to this interface. Now it's at this interface. What's the next thing to do? So click on shift and one. Shift and one. This symbol will come out and click on enter. So this will come out. Doc type, HTML head, body, HTML. So these blue stuffs you are seeing here, these blue stuffs, this HTML head, body, they are called tags. They are called tags. Now, for each opening tag, it must have a corresponding closing tag. How do I mean? You can see here we have head. This is the opening tag, head. Then you can see here again, number 7. You can see head again. So this is the opening tag, whereas this number 7 is the closing tag. For body, this is the opening tag number 8 and this number 10 is the closing tag. So for each tag, you must have an opening tag and a corresponding closing tag. So let me explain this head. What does this head mean? The heading is just like, for example, here you can see front end. You can see front end. If you are working on the document in Microsoft, once you save the document, maybe you save the document as creative verse or the title of the document. At the top here, at the title bar, you usually see the name of the document. So that is the function of this heading. This heading is to show you the name of the site you are working on, the name of the website. First, the title now we are seeing here is what? Document. So let me go live. For everything we'll be doing here, I'll be showing you guys, the reality, the as we are writing the code, so you'll be seeing the outcome of the code, what the websites will be looking like. So first of all, I have to go live. Come here, go live. So once you click on it, just allow it for some seconds. Allow it for some seconds, and okay. So here we are. So you can see creativeverse.html. So these are websites. Everything will be building. You'll be seeing it here. So what I was explaining about head, you can see it here, documents. So now what if I don't want this head to show document? I want it to be something else. Now let's come here. So come here, place your cursor here and let me type something like creativers. So creativers. Now let's go back to the part of it. So you can see now it has changed towards creativers, no longer document. So whatever you put there, so whatever I put there, that is going to be the title of your website. So you can see our viewports, width, scale. So this is just everything about this title, the scale of the title and the rest of them. So now let's look at the body. This body is just like everything you want to be in the website. So let me make a reference here. So everything that will be in this side for me, this empty space now, everything here is called body. So we call it body. So this is where we'll be writing our codes. Now let's explore some of the um some of the tag. So the first tag we'll be looking at is the heading tag. Now in your Microsoft Word, before you start anything, you usually add the heading. For example, let's say you want to write about yourself, you can say about myself, or if you want to type a CV, you can say CV or curriculum by type, something like that. So you always add the heading. So here too, if you want to add the heading, we have different ranges. We have H1 to H6. The H1 means like heading one, H2 heading two. So the difference is H1 is bigger, whereas H6 is smaller. H1 is bigger, H6 is smaller. This is what I mean. So I come here and type. So whenever I type any of these tags, please ensure the capital letters of H1. So at this point now, where the cursor is blinking, that's how I'll type whatever I want to type. So make sure of that. So let me type creative asks. Now this is our heading. Now let's go back to our website. So you can see here now creative asks. So I said that anything we are doing, any code you are writing, will be seeing it here because this is like the website itself. So you can see our head now, creative asks. So let's go back. Now let me use H2 to write the same creative asks. So you click on enter. Click on enter so it will go to the next line. H2 enter and I'll type creative asks. So going back to the website itself. So you can see that they are now different sizes. This one is bigger, H1. This one now is actually smaller than H1. So this one is H2. So let me proceed to type for H3, H4, H5, and H6. H3, H4, H5, and H6. So let's go and check the difference. So you can see this is our H1, this is H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. So as you're going, it is what depreciating. So we only have H1 to H6 actually. We only have H1 to H6. H1 is the largest, whereas H6 is the smallest, and they are called heading tags. They are all called heading tags. You can see that it's heading like it's bold, you know. So called heading tags. So let's continue. Now, this HTML primarily just used to write, everything you want to be in the website. The other stuff like how it will look like, the color, the rest of them is not the work of HTML. You can use stuff like you can use other language like C++ and whatever to complete this, but HTML is primarily for the code itself, for the components itself. So let's continue. Now we have what we call an inline element and a block element. Inline element, I will explain that one later, but a block element, example of a block element is H1 to H6. How do I mean? They take up all the space. Look at what we just wrote here now. You can see that as we type this H2, it didn't enter, it did not come here. Alright, it went to the next line. Same thing with H3, went to next line. So this creative, this H1 now is occupying all the space here. You cannot attach any other thing here, just like your heading. You cannot type your heading and then continue from there. You have to go to the next line before you can start what you want to type. So H1 is a bold element. It occupies all the space. As you proceed, I will explain inline elements. Now continue. So click on enter. Let's look at the next tag. We're looking at the I tag. This I means italics. Italics. So click on enter. Let me type something. Let me type something like creative as. So this is creative as. Now come to our website. So you can see that it's italicized. It's italicized. So that is the function of the I tag. Now the I tag is the emboss. Currently it is being called the EM tag. M EM tag. So most programmers they use EM instead of I. It's still the same. That's doing the same work. So just watch EM enter, and then I type creative as. Let me use creative as. So come back there. You can see the same thing. Creative as. They still italicized. So instead of using the I, you can use EM, whichever one you prefer. Now I was saying something about inline and block element. If you notice now, this other creative as we typed with EM, it came to like it's continuing in this line. It did not come to the next line. That's why there is an inline element. Inline element flows through, like just flows through in one line. You know, it doesn't occupy all the space. It doesn't move to the next line. To just continue like that. So if I decide to type more of italics and EM, it will just continue here. So you see more of those tags that are inline elements, and you see more of them that are block elements. So let's continue. Now we've looked at the I, EM tag. Let's look at bold. For example, you want to make a text bold. Um, we call it strong. This time we call it strong. We don't call it bold. So type strong and say text strong. And then I want this word creative as to be bold. So let's go here. So you can see it here now. It is bold. Bold on its own. So it's bold, this one is italicized, this is italicized. If you want to make your text bold, use the strong tag. So bold, the strong, EM, I tag, they are all inline elements. You can see that it came there, continue there. So it's called an inline element. Now let's continue. What if I want it to be bold and italicized? So it's just simple. Why you put your I tag first? You can put your I tag first or your strong tag first. So I tag and then put your strong and you at the middle here where the cursor is blinking, you type in whatever you want to type. Stem type with reverse. So now come back here. So you can see that it is italicized and it is bold. You can see italicized and it is bold. So that's how to write a simple code like that. If you want to write the code for this stuff to be italicized and bold, simple like that. So let's continue. We've explored the H tag, I tag, EN tag, strong. Now let's look at the P tag. P tag is, should I call it the paragraph tag? So after your heading, next thing is what? The paragraph. Like if you're writing a story and you type about myself or about my school. The next thing you start typing is the name of my school is. So that the name of my school is in HTML we call it P tag, which is the paragraph tag. So you use the P tag to write all the stuff. So we just put P, enter, and then type whatever I want to type. The name of my school is. So come back here. You can see it here. The name of my school is. So you can see. So there are some laptops you see in the website. It is being written with P tag. It is the P tag. And then there are some. that was hashtag, which is the heading tag. So, but majority of those write up usually see they are under the P. Just note that. So next we'll be looking at is lists. Okay, for example, you're writing the name of my school, or want to say my best foods. Yeah, my favorite food are, or maybe that's so. What is your favorite food? Or name three words. Okay, let me say they ask you name three words. So let me just type something. Speed tag first for name three words. So you can see it here, name three words. This is a bold element. The bold element, the p tag, the bold element is not an inline element. So now for me to start naming my words, we have what we call list. You make a list now. Normally you write, okay, if I'm to name three words, I write number one, this, number two, that one, number three, this other thing. So instead of writing all of that, yeah, how we code it is we call it list. We have two type of list. We call it ordered list and unordered list. Ordered list and unordered list. Ordered list is OL. You type OL is ordered list. Now unordered list is what? UL. So once you have this now, OL, the opening tag and the closing tag. This is the opening tag, this is the closing tag. Where the cursor is blinking, the middle, you click on enter again. So once you click on enter, then click on type LI. LI now means list. Enter and you make your list. So what's the first thing? Okay, let me name three was rice. Rice. So I'm done with that one. Now I'll bring the cursor to the front and I click on enter and I'll type LI again. Click on enter. I'll type beans. Bring it to the front. Click on enter again. Type LI. Enter and I'll type meat. So that's all. So come back now to our website. So you can see it now. One, two, three. Did you see me put one, two, three when I was typing this? No, it is the code. So name three words, and I've named my three words: rice, beans, meat. Now for the unordered list, it is called unordered list because it doesn't make use of one, two, three. Rather, it makes use of bullets. Now, if I want to proceed to the another list, I will not continue here. Bring your cursor to this front, in front of this closing tag of this other list, and click on enter. Then you type your UL, enter, and you click on enter. Then type LI, enter. And let me name this words again. Rice, bring to the front, click on enter, LI, enter. Beans, bring to the front, enter, LI, enter, and meat. Now let's go back to the web. So you can see now it is using bullets instead of one, two, three. So that is the difference between order list and order list usually makes use of one, two, three, while on order list makes use of bullets. Very easy and simple to understand. So this is how to write the code for something like that. Now we are done with we've deleted the hashtag, I tag, em, strong, the p tag, ordered list, on ordered list. Now let's look at something different. Let's look at div. Div means there are some boxes you usually see in the website. There are some boxes you see in the website. It is called div. That's a div tag. The only thing is in here HTML only writes help you write the code, but then it won't really show you, like you will not see the box until you proceed to see plus plus to complete to complete the website. But then HTML will help you write the code. So div is div, enter. So let's say I want create a verse. So let's go back to the website. So you can see now creative as when you proceed with this website um on C++, you see that it is being enclosed, like there is a box, there's a box. So for now, the box is invisible because you just hold the code only. But when you proceed to C++, you that's when you get to see the box. So just write the code first, then you do that later. But this video is primarily for HTML and how to write the codes and how to use the tag, the functions of the tags, and we'll see how we can use the tag to create a form. That's it. So we're not going to move that. But note this, div is a block element. Yes, div is a block element. It is not an inline element. If I type something else now, let's say type something else with this div, enter. I type goods. Come here. You see that you went to the next line. Do not continue in that line. So that's to tell you that div is a block element and not an element. If you notice all these things, all these tags we are using it under this body, under the body tag. This is the closing tag for body. So do not come here and click on enter, rather just continue from here. Because if you leave here and come here to click on enter, then you're no longer working on the body. So let's see the next tab we'll be looking at. Um the next tab we'll be looking at is input. Input. Now input is INPU. Okay, I say always off caps lock input. You can see now this one is to input text. Let me show you what input looks like. You can see this box here now. This is an input. Now, for example, in a form, you want someone to fill a form. Those boxes usually sit provided to fill a form in websites. Maybe to sign up. It's called them form. So this is it. I can type anything here now. So you can see how it's working. Okay, that's for that. So this primarily for tests. This first input now for tests. We have other inputs. Let me show you guys other inputs. So enter input. Let's say I want to input an email. I want the person to put an email, not um the test, an email. So come here now. Let's see the difference. Input is an inline element. You can see the box came here. You know, move to the next line, right? It came here. But then I'll show you guys how we can make this box now move to the next line. How we can combine those tags and make them move to the next line. I believe by now you're supposed to have idea based on what you've done so far. So look at this now. This is meant for an email, and then I proceed to type creative as, and I did not type at. No, email usually has this at sign. So you can see what it's saying there. Please include an at in the email address. Creative as is missing an at. I tell that it's not complete. So that is the function of this input email. Tell the user that okay, there need to be an at because it's an email you are meant to put there. Good enough. So let me erase that. And then what if it's a checkbox? Checkbox sometimes you're meant to choose if you're a male or female, or they'll tell you, I agree to the terms and condition that I'll use this. Have you read the guide to this software? And you agree to the terms and condition, then you see a checkbox. So how do you put that checkbox? So click on enter, click on input, and then checkbox. So let's go to our website. So you can see the checkbox here and this button. So if I click on it, you have to see good and take it. So these are just very simple steps. You can just practice at home how to write simple codes like this. Since if you devote your time, this stuff is very easy and simple. So to understand. Okay, let's do one last thing for input. For example, I want to input a date like maybe date of birth, person date of birth. So just come here now. I've put the input date. Come here. You can see day, month, year. So you can just come here, click on this, and I will choose my date of birth and the rest of them. So that's it. Very easy. Very easy. So whatever we are doing, we are saying it here because this is our website. Like this is it. So let's go back. Now we've looked at input. Now, for example, sometimes in a form you will see like name before a box, surname before a box. So how do those things come about? Like that name for box, how do you write the code for that? We use what we call label. So label will help you write the code for that. So you just click on type label, enter. Now, what do you want to be there? Now look at where the cursor is blinking. Do not type there, rather type after the closing, after the opening tag. Come to this middle. This middle. That's you are meant to type whatever you want to type. So let's say name. Now we've typed name. Click on shift and then input. I want them to input a text. Like your name is a text now. So enter. So this is what it's gonna give us. You can see it's name and then the box to your name. So let me say my name is Favor. So I have Favor there. Very simple and easy to understand. So that's the function of label. And then let's look at another tag. We call it the button. We call it the button tag. So some website or some form you see submit. You see submit at the bottom of the stuff, you know. So that submit now is called a button. So how do you do that? So just click on button, enter, then you type submit. Let's say I want it to be let's say I want it to be a submit button. Submit. So come here now to see what we've done. So you can see it now. This is a button, a clickable button. If you click it, it will submit the entire stuff. Example, that is if our website has started function. So that's it. Now that we've stated at least the majority, we've done majority of the tasks. So let's see how we can utilize these tasks in creating a form. So let's create a form, enter. Um so let's start with H1, the heading, H1, and I'll type fill the form below. Fill the form below, enter. And let me show you guys what that says. So you can see fill the form below. Now let's proceed to add the things we need in the form. Now on your normal, heading is a block element, so there's nothing I'll type on that will go to that same space. So just proceed. So fill the form below, then click on form, enter, then come here, enter. So just proceed. um what's the first thing we had? Let's put label, enter. So everything needs to be under this form side so that it should be on one database. So label, name, first name, or let's say surname, sorry, surname, inputs, enter. So let's just write what the code. Then we say the next one was what? A div, enter, label, enter, and bring it here to type first name, inputs, enter. Bring it here, click on enter, and we have other name. Okay, we have sorry, label first, label, other name, inputs, all these things they are names, so normally the input is supposed to be this a it's meant to be a test. So we are done with surname, first name, other name. Next thing we want is contact, email. So yeah, we're using a div because this other was not this label. We know it's a div. So div, enter, label, enter, bring it here, and we type contacts. Input. Your contact is your phone number. So what do you want to input? It's meant to be a number. So you can say if that's input text, whichever one you want. Can be number, it could be text. I just want to make it text. Then here we have label, and we have email input, and here we choose email. So far, let's see what we've done. Let's see what we've done. If you're on the right track. So you can see surname, first name, other name, contact, email. So once we are done, I will try to fill the form too. So you can see everything we've been doing, all the code we've written. And next thing we'll be doing, we have surname, first name, other name, contact, email. Let's see, yeah, date of birth. Date of birth. So we have div, enter, label, enter, bring it here, say date of birth. So for date of birth, the input will be what? The input will be date. Date. Yeah. So enter. And what's next? We're just creating a simple form. We're not creating, something much. So let's say if you're a male, indicate you're a male. If you're a female, indicate you're a female. So label, enter, then have male, male. The input is what? Checkbox. And you bring it now to this point here, close to this label closing tag. Shift and type your female, and the input will be what? Checkbox. So far, let's see what we've done. So you can see now male, female. So if you're a male, click you're a male. If you're a female, click you're a female. Very simple. Let's continue. So what's next thing we put in? Okay, I just said it's a simple form, just something short and simple. Yeah. I think let's end it here. Let's end it here. So let me just put something like, okay, this is the P tag now. P, enter, see, ensure all the information provided above are correct. Yes, ensure the information provided above are correct. Then lastly was submit. You have to submit your form. So we introduce the button, enter, and say submit. So that's it. Now let's look at what we have. So you can see our form: surname, first name, other name, contact, email, um, date of birth, male, female, ensure the information provided above are correct. So for example, I want to make an entry here and just say Surname, can see it's even giving me suggestions. Surname, let me just use creative as. Okay, so creative as, then from my first name, Favor, other name, Academy. Let me use Academy. So all this information they're not correct. I'm just you know my contacts. Can say I was trying to put in test. It's not working because it has to be a number. So this my contact is very correct. Very correct. So you can reach me on WhatsApp with this number, and then the email. Let me say okay, creative at gmail.com. And then date of birth, yada, 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 yada. So when I'm done, I'll just click on submit. So that's how we can do something simple as this. You can see the codes. I'm not reading of them. Syllabus. So if you know you enjoyed the class, you learned something from this tutorial, ensure you subscribe. Leave a subscribe, like, and comment. If you need more of this, subscribe, like, and comment. I've not done a tutorial on VS Code, no, introduction to VS Code and how we can explore the tools in VS Code. But for now, let's just do HTML and the tags, the use of the tags. We've done 60% of the tag, and how we can create form using HTML. So if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, like, and comment. See you in the next video.